So it is April 10th, 2019. Nice spring day. And this is my 2019 garden tour. So here's my original veg shrub, 5 years old, still holding up really well. These things just produce. Everything you put in them grows really well. So I already got it planted with some of my summer stuff. I have a bush cucumber plant, some beets, a couple of different sweet peppers, a tomato. Still got some lettuce left over from the winter that'll probably bolt here in a couple of weeks. Another pepper plant over here. Then in the center I've got my buckets, wine barrels. This one I have a tomato and some beets. Another tomato, some leeks. This one is a cucumber, a vining cucumber, and some onions. And I'm gonna, and there's another cucumber over here with some bush beans and a couple of pepper plants. So I'm gonna put some trellises in here for these two so the cucumbers can grow upright. My veg shrub has been so successful. I finally went and purchased another one. The prices dropped on them. They had a sale on Amazon, so I picked this thing up for 200 bucks. I love them. They are just so amazing. Everything you put in them grows really well. So in here I got a cucumber. This crazy looking tomato plant I found, it's called a Moari Warrior tomato. It's kind of a yellow orange tomato. It's got the craziest leaves on it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that thing grows. Another couple of pepper plants over here and a bunch of carrots planted in this. Got a peanut plant down here. 3 more peppers. And Smokey the cattle dog. Always grubbing for something here in the garden. So I've had this raised bed down here for a couple of years. It really hasn't produced really well. So I'm going to try it again. I put a couple of herbs in it this year too, but basically I have zucchini, 3 different varieties of squash. 1 zucchini, 1 yellow, and 1 crookneck. And then I've got a purple tree collard in here, eggplant, and I have this I forget the name of this bean, fava bean, F-A-V-A bean. So I saved that. I took it out of this veg shrub where it was growing here in the center during the winter time, and I transplanted it, and I put another pepper plant in here. I believe this is going to be my shishito peppers. I love these things. They grow great every summer, and my wife fries them up. They're delicious. The rest of this is lettuce. So this lettuce isn't going to last long. It's going to start bolting, and then I'll probably put something else in there. Got some Swiss chard down here, still growing from the winter. Over here I got my strawberry patch. 2 of them are filled. I thought I was going to have to replant, but they're growing so well from last year. These are these little white strawberries, and they're flowering again. They're pretty good, and these are just some big red ones. This one's empty. I'm probably going to fill it. So this used to be the banana patch, but it's so bright and hot out here that in 3 seasons I never got any bananas to fruit. So for the last couple of seasons I've been growing corn in my wine barrels, and they did really well here. So this time I turned the banana patch into a cornfield. I got 3 types of corn in there: a yellow corn, a yellow sweet corn, and a white corn. So I'm looking to see how that turns out. Then over here I've got tomato row in my self-watering, easy Smokey, don't eat in there, in my self-watering Home Depot plastic tubs. So there's a reservoir in the bottom, and I just fill with through the white PVC pipe. Fill it until water starts coming out the overflow valve, and then what that does is it causes the roots to grow deeper because the water's down below. And I've been growing tomatoes here now for the last 3 years, and every year I say I'm just gonna have 4 tomatoes, and as usual I wound up with 8 tomato plants. So what do we got here? This one's a new one I'm trying this year called the Bleeding Heart. It's a determinate tomato. I've got a cucumber here. These are going to be the little yellow round, I think they call them lemon cucumbers. I've had them before. They grow really well and they taste great. This is my Sun Gold. So my wife loves the Sun Gold. Once you plant these things and they start fruiting, they fruit all year. Little orange sweet cherry tomatoes, staple in our garden. This is another Juan Flame or whatever tomato. It's supposed to be a pretty good sized red tomato. So I've never had that one before and looking forward to it. I always have a tomatillo in the garden for my salsa verde, and I'm looking forward to that. It's growing really nicely. And this is my favorite tomato. I do it every year. It's called a taxi tomato. And you can see it's already producing fruit. They are yellow, medium-sized, sweet tomato. They're fantastic. They're a little finicky. Sometimes I get good growth out of them. And it looks like this year, this one's growing pretty well. It's already fruiting. So I'm really excited about that. I had potatoes in them before. And in the winter time, I had some beets and broccoli. So right now I have beets and squash in them. So we'll see how they do. But they really look like they're popping right now. And these are also self-watering too. They have a big reservoir in the bottom. And we'll see how those turn out. So this is it. This is the 2019 garden. Over here I got a project where I'm removing the hedge from the fence, and my wife wants to open up the yard, or open up the view from the yard into the garden. So I'm working on that. Back here in the back of the garden, in the winter time, I grow lettuce in these little boxes, but nothing really hangs back here in the summer because it's too hot and they just can't hold the water. Lettuce grows really well here in the winter time, but I'm probably just going to pull these things out once we get the fence pulled out behind it, or the shrub pulled out behind it. So we'll see. So that's the 2019 garden walkthrough. I am looking forward to God's great bounty this summer.